This week's declaration is, I am patient. I feel like there's nothing quite like traffic jams to prod our impatience. But there are also plenty of other opportunities every day to exercise patience. A big learning curve in patience for us recently has been nappy changing time. Picture the scene, you try and lie down the baby for a nice, quiet, easy nappy change. No, in seconds he has flipped over, rolled, and is trying to scamper off to every corner of the room. If you're lucky and it's just a pee, it's not that bad. If you're trying to change a poo, nightmare. Poo can be everywhere, on the carpet, on the knees, bum. I mean, it's gross. And we have the opportunity to either lose our cool or try and breathe, laugh, and work with him. But often, Dom and I have looked at each other and thought, it didn't need to be this bad. Redemption, if you could have lied still, trusted us that we were doing this for your good, it wouldn't take that long if you worked with us. This all could have been over. We could have stayed in laughy, happy, smiley, singing song mode. Instead, you're screaming, we're getting flustered, you're tugging and pulling, I'm trying to hold you back with one leg so poo's not spreading everywhere. It didn't need to be this difficult. And that's just given me insight into God's looking at us. I often think, oh my goodness, how often are we exactly like redemption? Squiggling off, fed up with the situation and saying, no, I'm off, I don't want this. And God's looking at us going, if you just waited a minute, if you just trusted me and my timing and the fact that I was working this situation for your good, a whole bunch of this pain could have been avoided. And I've been thinking of a couple of situations where this becomes relevant, where we can take back control of a situation rather than waiting for God. One thing that I think is huge and prevalent is the whole area of desiring marriage, waiting for a husband, praying, believing that God has spoken and promised a godly man. And when he's not seeming to come, do we just say, no, I'm going to compromise and go with the first person who's half decent and get on with this? Or do we hold out hope, patience, and trust in waiting for somebody who God has given rather than we've chosen in our own strength? Another example, buying stuff with a credit card. See something that you want, don't have the money for it yet, poof, do we put it on the credit card or do we wait patiently, even offering that to the Lord? Lord, I would love this thing. Please, if it's your will for me to have it, let it still be available next month or when I have the money. Trusting and letting go rather than taking things into our own control, getting in debt, blah, 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 blah. If we can trust God and be patient, I think we will avoid a whole lot of even more painful situations. Second thing we've learned in this nappy changing scenarios is God's heart for us. You know, how often is God so patient with us in our wayward ways, in our silly decisions, but he loves us. Nothing separates us from his love. So Romans 12:12, I love this verse. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. I bless you with that this week, to exercise patience in all sorts of situations.